Whether you're returning for another incredible year or joining us for the very first time, welcome. To our newest employees, we're so glad you're here. You chose an amazing place to serve students, and we're honored you've chosen to be part of our Katy ISD family. Every August, something pretty remarkable happens. Thousands of us with different roles, talents, and responsibilities come together with one shared purpose, making this the best year yet for our students. That's something special, and it's worth celebrating, even if that first cup of coffee hasn't quite kicked in. This school year, our district-wide theme is Excellence in Action. I love that sentiment because excellence is not something we simply talk about. It's something we do. We all know about our academic excellence. Our teachers are the best. But our brand of excellence also reaches beyond the classroom. It's a bus driver learning every child's name. It's a custodian making sure our buildings are welcoming before the first student arrives. It's a cafeteria employee greeting students with a smile before breakfast. It's a police officer building relationships that help students feel safe. It's a campus secretary who somehow knows the exact answer to your question. And yes, I think every principal would agree, the secretary usually runs the place. Excellence isn't reserved for special occasions. It's found in ordinary people doing extraordinary work every single day. Before we talk about where we're going this year, I simply want to say thank you. Thank you for caring enough to do work that often continues long after the school day ends. You don't just teach lessons. You provide facility support and safety routines. You calm fears. You celebrate victories. You solve problems. Sometimes you're a teacher. Sometimes you're a coach. Sometimes you're a counselor. Sometimes you're a technology specialist trying to figure out why all the smartboards suddenly stopped working. And for our teachers out there, sometimes you're all four before lunch. The truth is, few see every act of kindness that happens across our schools, but our students do, and those moments change lives. Before we look ahead, I want us to take a moment to look back. It's easy in education to move from one year to the next without stopping to appreciate how much we've accomplished together. Once again, our district was recognized as the #1 school district in the Houston area by Niche. That's something to celebrate. But what makes me even more proud is why we continue earning that recognition. It's not because of one program, one initiative, or one person. It's because nearly 14,000 employees show up every day committed to serving kids. We also earned our 23rd consecutive Superior Financial Integrity rating from the state of Texas. School finance hasn't gotten any easier, but through careful planning and stewardship across our schools and facilities, we've closed each of the past 8 years with a balanced budget while continuing to invest in our people, students, and classrooms. Of course, one of our greatest measures of our work is student achievement. This past year, our students continued to perform at an exceptionally high level. On the 2026 STAR and EOC exams, Katy ISD students outperformed state averages in 18 subjects, and we saw equal or improved performance in many others. Now, for our educators, we all know where we can and need to improve. There were a handful of grade levels and subjects where we'd like to see stronger growth. But here's what I love about our educators. None of you ignore challenges. You don't make excuses. We learn, we adjust, and together we get better. That's what excellence looks like. Not perfection, but continuous improvement. I'm actually filming today's message here at Stevens Elementary. I've walked through this campus during the regular school year and have seen exactly what makes Katy ISD special. Students who are engaged, teachers who are passionate, staff who genuinely care about one another. This campus is a wonderful example of excellence in action. And the truth is, I could have filmed this message at many of our campuses because what I've seen here happens at so many of our campuses every day. Of course, success can't be measured by a snapshot in time. Our students continue to amaze us in so many ways. This past year, we celebrated state championships, national recognitions, outstanding performances in fine arts, achievements in CTE, and countless accomplishments that remind us our students are developing into leaders, innovators, servants, and problem solvers. Congratulations to our Taylor High School Spirit Champs, the Jordan High School String Quartet and Science Olympiad students, Katy High School's FFA and Softball Champs, Seven Lakes UIL Academic and Tennis Champs, Tompkins Track and Field State Champs, Miller Careers Skills USA Gold Medal winners, Morton Ranch High School's Destination Imagination Global win, our Cinco Ranch and Freeman World Championship robotics teams, and every campus that celebrated student success this past year. Whether students were standing on a stage, crossing a finish line, walking across a competition floor, or quietly reaching a personal goal, those successes happened because someone in Katy believed in them. That someone was you. So where do we go from here? If there's one thing I've learned about the culture we have built here in Katy, it's this. We're never satisfied with yesterday's success. We're always asking, how can we serve students even better? How can we better support our employees? How can we prepare students for a future that's changing faster than ever? Those questions are leading us into an exciting year for our district. As we begin another school year, it's impossible to ignore how quickly the world around us is changing. The careers our kindergarten kids will have someday may not even exist yet. Industries are changing. The skills our students need continue to expand. Regardless, our purpose remains the same. Our responsibility is to prepare students not only for graduation, but for life. That means embracing innovation while holding tightly to the values that have always defined our schools and community. But before students can learn, before teachers can teach, before any of us can do our jobs, we all know students and employees must feel safe. Safety continues to be our highest priority. Over the past several years, you've seen significant investments across our district. We've expanded the presence of police officers and armed security personnel at every campus, installed flip-lock classroom door devices, enhanced campus fencing, strengthened visitor management procedures, and continued safety training for employees at every level. And this year, we'll continue rolling out wearable silent alert badges for teachers and staff, providing another layer of protection and faster communication during emergencies. Thankfully, we hope these systems are never needed, But if they are, we want every employee to know we have planned, prepared, and invested in keeping our schools as safe as possible. School safety isn't one program, it's a culture, and every employee plays an important role in creating that culture. One of the biggest conversations in education today is technology and artificial intelligence. I'll admit, sometimes when people hear AI, they immediately think robots are about to take over our schools. I promise you, AI isn't taking attendance, coaching volleyball, calming a nervous first grader, or convincing a high schooler that yes, they really do need to put their phone away. Some jobs simply require a human heart, and that's exactly why the most important message I want you to hear is this. AI is here to support you, not replace you. Your professional judgment, your creativity, and your ability to recognize when a child simply needs encouragement, those things can never be replaced. Over the past year, our teaching and learning team has worked to develop the district's artificial intelligence framework. It's a living resource that will continue to evolve with feedback from you, our teachers and staff who use it every day. It provides guidance for using AI in our schools. If you take anything away from it, let it be this. We don't need to use technology just because it's new. We use it when it strengthens student learning and helps us be better in our roles. In the classroom, instructional technology, including AI, will always be guided by the TEKS and by expertise of our teachers. Because no matter how technology evolves, one thing will never change. Great teaching begins with great teachers. Beyond the classroom, we're piloting AI-assisted check-in and security processes in campus vestibules, along with other applications that could help streamline routine tasks so our frontline office staff can focus on what matters most, supporting students and families. The way I see it, technology should make great humans even more impactful, not less important. One of the things I love most about our district and our school family is that we recognize success doesn't look the same for every student. Every student deserves opportunities that match their passions and goals. That's one of the reasons why we're continuing to expand CTE through opportunities like our water operations and underground utility programs, real estate licensing program, and our number of other career-focused pathways that prepare students for high-demand industries. Whether one of our kids plans to attend a university, serve in the military, or enter the workforce, we want every graduate to leave our district with options. You'll also continue hearing about our Innovative Pathways initiative. At its heart, it's about one simple idea: meeting students where they are. Students and families today are looking for choice and flexibility. Programs like our Summer Virtual Learning and Legacy Virtual High School are helping us meet these changing needs. This summer alone, more than 7,600 students enrolled in over 10,000 virtual courses taught by our own Katy ISD teachers. Think about that for a moment. Our students received high-quality instruction from Katy ISD educators, all of whom earned additional income teaching those courses over the summer. That's a win for students, a win for teachers, and a win for our school district. We know there's no one-size-fits-all for our students. If it did, we'd all be wearing the same shoes, and I don't think any of us want that. Some of our high school students just need a different pathway or a little more flexibility to find success. And our secondary leaders know we have Rains Academy for that. Rains has been a part of our district for years, and thanks to our Innovative Pathways team, it's an even stronger option today. Students come to campus for 4 hours a day, giving them the flexibility to balance work and other responsibilities while staying on track to graduate. Different path, same destination. We're rolling out these great opportunities for students and families, but at the same time, navigating a changing educational landscape that cannot be ignored. Enrollment growth is slowing. Families have more educational choices outside of public schools than ever before, and like households across Texas, school districts are feeling the effects of rising costs from utilities and fuel to healthcare and food. While the state legislature funded public schools last year, there was no additional funding this school year. Nobody ever hears that part of the story. That means we're operating with a deficit budget to ensure our students and campuses continue receiving the resources they need. These challenges are real, but they also remind us that we have to think differently. We can't control every challenge, but we can control how we respond. One way we're responding is creating more opportunities for families to stay connected to Katy ISD. Our new Remain in Place transfer option is an example of how we're adapting. Look, if a good student who has been part of our Katy ISD family for years moves within or outside the district, we want to keep them where they feel most at home, at their current campus and feeder pattern. We know how important those relationships with teachers, classmates, and school communities are, and our Remain in Place transfer option gives families more stability when life changes. We're also launching high school limited open enrollment this fall. I've heard some questions about this plan, so let me share what it is and what it isn't. This is not about overcrowding classrooms. It's not about increasing class sizes. And it's certainly not about creating additional burdens for our teachers. It's about strategically utilizing available capacity at select campuses. It allows a limited number of eligible students living outside our district boundaries to experience the excellence of Katy ISD while helping us remain competitive in a changing environment. To put it in more succinct terms, enrollment drives funding, funding supports programs, and programs support our students. Most of you know that this year the state launched its Texas Education Freedom Accounts, essentially a taxpayer-funded voucher program. Like many districts across Texas, we have concerns about what this could mean for public education. But we also know we can't just focus on what's changing around us. We have to find new ways to serve our community. And that's why we, as a public school district, applied to become an approved TIFA provider. And guess what? We were accepted. This opens the door for us to offer fee-based services like virtual courses, CTE certifications, and homeschool curriculum to eligible non-Katy ISD families, while also creating an additional revenue source to support our schools. It's just one more example of how we're adapting to change and finding new ways to sustain excellence, not just for today, but for the future. As we roll out these opportunities, I appreciate your support in helping families understand what's available. Together, we're giving families more reasons to choose Katy ISD, more reasons to stay, and more opportunities for students to succeed. Let me say this, the most important part of everything I've said today is not about a program. It's not about technology, not about a budget, and not about legislation. It's about you. Because everything we've talked about today, safe schools, student success, expanding opportunities, innovative programs, none of it happens without you. And I know your work isn't easy. Education has changed. The expectations are higher. Families need us in different ways now than they did 10 years ago. And quite honestly, some days are just hard. Some days, everything goes exactly as planned. And other days, well, let's just say by 8:30 in the morning, you've already answered 20 emails, helped a student find a missing backpack, covered a class, unclogged a junior high toilet, calmed an upset parent, and somehow forgotten where you set your coffee. And you're probably still wondering how it's only 8:30. If that's happened to you, welcome back. You're among friends. One of our priorities this school year continues to be investing in the people who make this district great. Earlier this summer, our Board of Trustees approved a compensation package that includes a 1% midpoint salary increase, along with 1% lump sum payments in August and again in December. While we know compensation can never fully reflect the value of what you do, I hope you know our board remains committed to recognizing and supporting our employees whenever possible. Our trustees truly understand that investing in our staff is one of the best investments we can make. Another staff priority is making sure great work is recognized. That's why we're continuing to expand participation in the Texas Teacher Incentive Allotment. Many of our teachers have already received state-funded stipends ranging from several $1,000s to $30,000 for the outstanding work they do in the classroom. This spring, the TEA approved our expansion application, allowing us to extend those opportunities to even more educators. That means additional pathways for teachers in pre-K through third grade, elementary ESL, special education resource and in-class support, structured life, academic support, and other specialized instructional settings to earn state designations that lead to increased compensation. Great teaching changes lives, and it deserves to be recognized. Now, think about the people who have had the biggest impact on your career. Chances are they saw something in you before you saw it in yourself. That's exactly the kind of culture we want to keep building in Katy ISD. That's why we continue making leadership development a priority through programs like our Aspiring Assistant Principal Academy, our Aspiring Principals Academy, our Coaches Pipeline, and our Operations Leadership Academy. Many of you have been part of these programs or helped mentor someone who has. Thank you for investing in others. This year, I encourage our campus and department leaders to continue identifying those who are ready to grow into future leadership roles across our schools and district. Sometimes all it takes is one person believing in someone to change the course of their career. I also want to talk about something that's become an important part of how we grow as an organization: listening. Each year around this time, I like to remind our employees of something important. Your voice matters. It truly shapes the decisions we make. Over the past 5 years, you've responded to our Culture and Climate staff survey 4 times a year. First, thank you. I know that sometimes another survey can feel like just one more thing on an already full plate. You've been honest with us. You've celebrated what's working. You've pointed out where we can improve. But you've also shared something else. You told us spend a little less time asking questions and a little more time acting on the answers. Fair enough. And we heard you. So this year, we're making a change. Instead of 4 surveys, we'll conduct just 2, one in the fall and one before the spring semester. The questions have also been redesigned with input from our school leaders to focus on topics that matter most to you. These surveys aren't about checking a compliance box. They're part of an ongoing conversation. They help principals strengthen their campuses. They help district leaders identify trends. And perhaps most importantly, they help us know whether the decisions we're making are actually making your work better. Please continue sharing your thoughts, not because we need more data, but because no one understands our schools better than the people who serve in them every day. I mentioned that enrollment growth is slowing, but that's not the case everywhere. Our Northwest Quadrant continues to experience tremendous residential and business growth, and we're making strategic investments to keep pace. This past year, we welcomed students to Boudinne and Cross Elementary Schools, opened the Kaiser North Transportation Center to support fleet and transit up there, and we're already preparing to welcome students to elementary number 49 in the fall of 2027. Growth may look different across our district, but our commitment to planning ahead and providing the facilities and resources our students need to thrive remain the same. You know, people often ask me, what makes Katy ISD different? It's a great question. The answer isn't found in one statistic or one ranking or one campus. Families tell us they're looking for outstanding teachers, safe schools, strong academics, opportunities in fine arts and athletics, career preparation, clear communication, partnership with parents, and a place where their children feel known. When I hear that list, I smile because that's exactly who we are. Every day, each of you helps deliver on that promise. One of my goals this year is simple. I want more people to see what I get to see, the incredible work happening in our schools every single day. We have amazing students, exceptional teachers, dedicated support staff, innovative programs, and countless stories of success happening across our campuses. The truth is, we are often better at creating those stories than we are at sharing them. That's something I want us to change. Our communications team is working to tell more of these stories, showcasing classroom learning, celebrating our students and programs, and highlighting excellence in action across our district. I look forward to seeing more of your stories this school year. When our community sees the incredible things happening in our schools, it builds confidence in our district and shines a light on the dedication and impact you bring to our students every day. So when someone with an approved district camera walks into your classroom this year, don't run. Chances are they're capturing something special that's worth celebrating. I know that this was a lot to cover, and if at some point during the last 30 minutes you started wondering where you sat that cup of coffee, don't worry, it's probably right where you left it, just a little colder. Thank you, everyone, and let's have a fantastic school year.